Looks like we got 2 beards in the room.
3 if you count your wife. Let's dive in. First question, why such a I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's the second question. I skipped ahead. Let's get to the heart of the matter now. Why can't you be like other actors? Good ones. Speed round. Answer as quickly as you can. Now, if you had a gun to your head, do you consider Deadpool the Green Lantern of good movies? What's Eva Mendes like? I don't know. What's Blake Lively like?
She's wonderful.
No. What's Blake Lively like?
You're a f***ing pig.
Right.
Hey everybody, we got a whole bunch of Fox Marvel stuff going on. Deadpool, X-Force, there's a Kitty Pryde movie that they just announced. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I cannot wait for them to start the Deadpool 2 press tour.
Yeah, well, hey, Jake. I didn't see you there.
I think we're really all just waiting to see how much Ryan Reynolds makes fun of Avengers stuff in the interviews because, this will be between both of the Avengers films, so Josh Brolin will be back for Avengers 4, even though they've already filmed all of his scenes for that. So cue all the Purple Man jokes. But thankfully, the person who's sort of the Kevin Feige of Fox Marvel movies from an executive standpoint said that everything was going fine with Fox Marvel. Disney wasn't buying them to turn them into Disney. Even the person who's in charge of Legion was saying the same thing about the TV shows. They're not buying all these characters to put Disney eyes on them. So Deadpool 3, X-Force, all the movies that they were originally planning on making are still getting made. They haven't confirmed the X-Force roster, but for the most part, it's being led by Cable and Deadpool, so I'm assuming that Negasonic is going to cross over, Colossus will probably be in it, they'll add a couple more characters. There's been talk about including Psylocke, there's been talk about X-23, but I still think that they want to keep X-23 off in her own universe because of the timeline stuff that they did with the Logan movie, and I don't think there are any plans to recast Wolverine anytime soon. If they really do try to change some of that Logan continuity in the light of this Disney deal, I would be fine if they wanted to include X-23 in the more mainstream films. If they wanted to bring her into the Deadpool universe, that would be hilarious, but that's still speculation at this point. I think the Deadpool movies have the best chance of remaining unchanged just because the tone of Deadpool is so different from what's going on with the Avengers movies in the MCU. They'll probably just let him be in his own little bubble by himself. We'll talk about crossover when we get some more details. The only thing that's changed with the Deadpool movie in the last couple of months is that TJ Miller's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble. That same Kevin Feige person said that they don't intend to remove him from the movie because they've already shot all of his scenes. The movie is pretty much done. It's in post-production right now. If they don't want to bring Weasel back for X-Force or Deadpool 3, it's the easiest thing in the world for them to kill him off screen and just have Deadpool make a funny crayon drawing and some jokes about, oh, this happened to Weasel, and that's the end of it. They never have to address it again. Of all the characters in the X-Men universe, Deadpool is the most equipped for handling continuity errors. McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing.
God, you look like a house fire was in another house fire. Wade, you look like a trash can full of shit was placed on your shoulders and then you were in a train fire.
And that actually reminds me, Donald Glover was doing press over the weekend and was talking about the Deadpool TV series. He made it sound like they're almost done, if not already done, writing it. So we might wind up getting to see some footage from that when they get ready to drop the Deadpool movie. I think they just want to build on the marketing and the awareness for Deadpool when that happens during the summer to launch the Deadpool TV series. But they haven't actually confirmed a premiere date for that. I think just because animation takes so long. Like anytime you know that there's an animated series coming and they don't tell you what the date is, it's because they don't know if there's going to be production delays. But when we get some more updates about that, I'll do more Deadpool TV videos. And Tim Miller, former Deadpool director, is the person who is making the Kitty Pryde movie now. So for all of you Shadowcat fans, we're finally going to see a really badass Kitty Pryde movie. In the most current version of the comics right now, she's currently leading an X-Men team in X-Men Gold. So she's the older version of the character, but the younger version is the one that you talk about as Kitty Pryde. They gave her the Shadowcat name during the mid-'80s when she was teaming up with Wolverine. Like, she's one of those female characters that just works really well with the Wolverine character like Jubilee, who, interestingly enough, was brought in to replace Kitty Pryde on the X-Men when she joined the Excalibur team. So if they really want to be different from the X-Men movies, they could do more Kitty Pryde Excalibur stuff, but then after that she came back to the X-Men team because she's just one of the most popular X-Men female characters. So that's why when they started doing the new X-Men Gold Run, it was meant to be super nostalgic, so they put a bunch of classic characters on the team, so that's why Kitty Pryde is the new leader. By the time they brought her back to the X-Men team, Emma Frost had become a thing, so they used her to balance that character out because Emma Frost was like this hardcore, cold as ice bitch. Kitty was the mother-like figure that always cared about the students that called Emma Frost on her bullshit, so it just depends on how old they want the character to be, if she's going to be younger or going to be older, whether or not they're going to call her Shadowcat or she'll be Kitty Pryde. For the most part, she's been the adult version of her character, so usually the only time you hear people calling her Kitty instead of Shadowcat is the characters that have known her for a long time, like Wolverine. They didn't say anything about Ellen Page coming back to play the character again because she's still pretty young, but these are the 3 different versions of Kitty Pryde that we've seen so far in the movies.
Bye, Kitty.
Physics.
This might sting a little.
They didn't say anything about how this Kitty Pryde movie is going to connect to the other films, but remember they're making Channing Tatum's Gambit movie. That will also probably be loosely connected to the X-Men films, but I think part of the idea is to let it be its own thing so that they don't have to be shackled to the tone of the mainstream X-Men films. But until we hear more, I would just expect them to treat Kitty Pryde and Gambit the way they did the first Deadpool movie. Like, hey, this is an X-Men film, but it's not really that connected. There's just a lot of X-Men stuff happening inside of it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the idea of them doing a Kitty Pryde movie? For those of you asking about Super Bowl trailers, yes, Deadpool 2 and New Mutants are both coming up, but the Fox people just said no comment when people asked them about Super Bowl trailers, so we might not find out about that for the next couple of weeks. But even if they don't drop a Deadpool trailer, we might see Ryan Reynolds do some funny Deadpool promos around the Super Bowl. Because like Warner Brothers, DC Films, they don't spend a lot of money on Super Bowl trailers, but they do try to use the Super Bowl to market their stuff. So Fox might do the same thing just to save themselves the tens of millions of dollars that it costs to buy Super Bowl ads, so we'll find out about that pretty soon. But while you wait for everything, click here for that new Black Panther trailer and click here for more Deadpool 2. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.